everyone, get ready. A picture of everyone.
Subscriber song. Subscriber song. Subscriber song.
Something's happened, Kyle. You seem to have some kind of skill, some kind of latent ability at Monopoly. That,
Called luck.
Yeah, luck can be a part of it. This is the same damn luck that put you on luxury tax like 50 billion times. So for you guys that didn't check out both of the times that we've streamed Monopoly now, was it the same version of Monopoly that you guys played the first time?
Absolutely. Yeah. Monopoly Plus, is that what it's
Monopoly
called?
Plus.
Monopoly Plus for the PlayStation 4. I was gone the first week of January where you guys played this, but I had to jump in for round 2 because Monopoly, I don't know if I'd go so far. I'd have to probably put a more informed thought into picking my favorite board game of all time. But I definitely love Monopoly dearly. Not because it's like perfectly balanced, or like if someone was just getting into tabletop games, it'd be like, oh, this is clearly the board game, of all your dreams are going to come true. But there's just something that it does to people, like some fighting games, like some competitive games that people play, where they just transform.
I am not a very competitive game. Like when I play StarCraft, I prefer 2-on-2, 3-on-3 because it shifts the focus to cooperative versus competitive. Yeah, we're playing against each other, but I'm still playing with my friends. There is something about Monopoly that just makes me want to crush my opponent, specifically Kyle Bossman.
So Kyle, what do you
want to beat him?
So Kyle, you won the first time, you won the second time. It's as simple as that. How do you feel about that?
So I feel like what's fun about Monopoly, here's what's fun about Monopoly, is it's rolling dice, it's a ton of luck. However, there's that second aspect of me owning properties and being able to do whatever I want with them trade-wise. And then interpersonal relationships are important. They're super key. Like, I need to be good with you to make a trade with you. I need to be good with Huber to make a trade with Huber.
I'll never trade with you.
If Huber is focused like this, if he says, I will never trade with you, never, ever, like that's a detriment to him. And he will never win thinking like that. And that's what's like really great about this. I used to watch like poker. There was one guy, I forget his name, it was Phil something. He used to wear sunglasses, and he was the biggest D-bag. And he was totally cool with being a D-bag. And I think that's why I become playing Monopoly. Just sitting back there with my big belly and just like smiling and just like, you don't know what I have in my hand. And just like, once you get in your opponent's brain like that, look at Huber's already affected.
Rattled me.
We're not playing the game anymore. Yeah. Huber's already rattled.
I don't care about winning. I just care about him losing.
And that's only the case of Monopoly. That is only this one dumb game.
It's really made us all really salty about it. Like we're constantly I was literally thinking about it all night last night. And immediately when we got into work, Jones is like, hey, we got to take Kyle down.
We don't. What's funny too, what I actually didn't know is like we sat down at we started at 6, or like just a little bit before 6, and we're like introducing the stream, and you were like, and we're playing until we're done, and I was like, oh, we are. Oh, like I go to text my wife, I'm like, I'm gonna be home, mate. Sorry, like, is this Monopoly? And it actually does like the math for you. Well, actually, one thing I want to throw out, you can skip the animations.
Yeah.
Which maybe we might want to consider.
No,
let's give the animations. When it like moves from one side of the board to the other, it's like now we're going over to Jones's car. Like you want that?
I love
the
that.
anticipation of seeing
Context, exactly.
Interesting. So you're playing on the board game, but you're also playing in a video game. And again, this is nothing new. Like Monopoly was on the NES. You purchased one of you. You purchased.
He bought like 3
picked up
versions.
the NES,
the
just the other day.
Genesis, and the PS1 version.
Thank you, Game Dude.
So the concept of playing this doesn't take a long time. So again, it's interesting that they have these animations where it's like you're slowing down a process which could be exponentially faster than actually doing the math, handing over the paper, having somebody be banker and like, okay, minus the.
So this was actually my first time playing legit Monopoly. It was outlawed in my house because my parents' biggest fight ever happened over Monopoly. And so this is just a thing that happened.
We didn't open with this story.
Right. How crazy is that? This game is like.
Were you alive when this fight happened?
No, it's like history. It's like
you were born into that fight.
Like if I said like, look at Monopoly, can we play this? It was just like, no.
But they still had it.
No.
It's
still
crazy.
It is not allowed in the house.
The box itself is not allowed in the house?
Yeah, no Monopoly in the Bossman house.
I also have a family moment. We still quote my mom, kindest person you'll ever meet. My brother was like, is it my turn yet? My mom, like, on edge. It's not even close to your turn. We still close that. There's something about this game. It puts people on edge.
I used to get beat red and cry when I played this game with my family because I would lose. And the swift hand of fate just slaps you on your ass in this game. The game's just like, nope, not gonna happen.
Like you were saying,
I started to get
slow
really
death.
I got the silver medal in our game. I got second place in the last stream that we did. But like in the beginning, it was rough because I kept hitting like random things. Like even to get like community chests in the beginning, it's like, oh, you get a community chest. It's like, screw it. I need property. I need them now. Like, and I don't need. I'm not talking railroads, utilities. Like those are amusing. Like I need something. You know, like even the smaller stuff I get giddy about. Like the blues are great. Like that first corner, like you can make stuff happen there.
The light blues.
But you die in yellow and red. Like that's where the game ends right there.
Yeah.
Because I got Boardwalk. When Boardwalk's fantastic, but it's like that's one space on the whole thing. But if you can get that row, so yeah, to sum things up, TLDR on our Monopoly match, you got red, you built 1, 2, 3, one after the other, all hit it.
Wrecked us.
All dropped 600-700 per
And
turn.
to briefly just talk about
over.
the Monopoly Plus version, there's something just beautiful about this game. It's fun to look at. We made the custom board. We all took our
which we gotta get footage of. You guys gotta immediately go from this.
Yeah.
Go get some food, and then
GameTrailers
afterwards,
Burg.
Monopoly
Game
B-roll.
Trailers.
You can make the custom board. You can import your face onto the spaces. You can really personalize it.
You
There's
take
no
pictures throughout the game.
They could totally micro-transaction the hell out of this with things for your board, but you can unlock them in the game by just playing more. So there's just something gorgeous about
Right, we
about the
can't
board.
actually buy them. We can't buy more things for it.
Yeah, you just have to unlock it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
What this revitalized in me that I forgot was, and it's interesting that they have that angle in the game where you see like the numbers. It's like you roll a 6, you're going here, and it's color coded so you can see like who owns what these spaces are, and just staring down the gauntlet of like, please. And it's funny that you can like hold on to the button and you're revved up and you're ready to throw the die just because you're like, look, please God, I want that space.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting psychology. It's kind of like some people have argued if you're doing some really mundane activity, like don't count what you're doing, just do it. And then when you're done, you'll be really surprised. And it's like, oh, that went quick because I wasn't like, I got 20 left, I got 10 left. So it's like, is it better? It's not. It's just all in our heads. But like, is it better to know that like can't be a 6, and then you roll? Or is it better to just roll? Just throw it.
That time
just
where we
top.
were all cheering for a 5 and you rolled a 5.
That
though.
time?
That was
Twice.
insane.
Yeah, that
Twice.
was so good.
Because the second one that was amazing was Slammin' Flats, was Park Place. But there was one before that that I either had to get through. Oh no, it was Paradise.
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 Oh, man, I wanted
It was
that.
the missing silver space.
Ian's Paradise.
Yeah,
space.
and the game ended on Michael Caine Avenue. It's
Michael
like,
Caine.
These places already legendary. There's just something, there's something about, I remember you turning around the corner and you rolling, we're going to spend 20 minutes talking about Monopoly, where you almost landed on one of my spaces, and I turned to you across the couch, you were on the totally innocent, and I went like this, I was like, bring it, Kyle, and then I'm like, what's happening to me? You know, like, why am I doing that? And it's interesting because like I think it's that downtime as well, that like it's not my turn, there's nothing I can do,
Yeah.
I can't really strategize buying property. I'm just gonna gloat, like I'm just gonna sit and hope and like you landed on tax like 5 times, we cheered every time.
Yeah, every time just they're clapping at my misfortune.
And I had to think about it. I was like, "What are you talking? Oh yeah, we are. Why am I doing that?" And it's like I just can't. And the next time, like
You just get caught up.
I just
Yeah.
couldn't help it. So yeah, it does. Like life doesn't do that. Even games. Just
Risk
brutal.
gets pretty heated. That's a good
Risk,
good
it's like I just think like you're going in different directions. Like we are looping in a circle.
Risk
We're
is brutal
constantly
because
going around.
you can actively team up against someone. This is kind of just okay. Let's not just trade with this person. But
I played this a lot in my youth. I got to like Rain Man levels of like knowing where you were going to be. Like you literally
cool.
roll, and you're like, oh, 7. So I get, and I literally have my finger on it. I'm like, here.
Awesome.
Because there's 10 spaces every board. So
Yeah.
if you're on that railroad and it's like at 11, you're like, that's Marvin. Like you just know that space right after. Oh man, what a game. And there's actually a really interesting story which I want to look up and bring into the next stream of Monopoly. Just like how it was started, and I think it was like It's a Wonderful Life, where like it was a flop instantly, and then like that's not Hasbro or Miller. No, what are the Parker Brothers? Yeah, like that they picked it up. That the guy like I think they stole it or something. And there's an interesting story behind it about how it got started, which is appropriate.
It's a
it's
dumb
made so
idea
much
for a
money.
game.
It's been around forever. It's
Yeah.
about making money. It's about capitalism.
Right, it's a really, really dumb idea for a game.
Which of course isn't based on, you talk about context. What's the context? I have to pay you? I've gone somewhere, like can I just keep driving? Did I run out of gas? Am I paying you for fuel? Like what? I'm a top hat. What's happening right now?
Well, you're paying
I get
rent,
$200
so
for just going through life. That's not the way it works.
The time scale is long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no house rules. One done that. Down with house rules.
No house rules.
Yeah,
Not a
Jim hates house
GT.
rules.
Not while I'm in charge.
Classic rules.
You have to boot me out of this job to get your house rules. That's how real it is. All right. Stay tuned. More
Monopoly.
Monopoly.
Next
Game
week.
Trailers.
Brutal.